back of the rim. Garnett on the slam. Oh, using Curry way downtown. Oh, what a shot from Curry.
With the way people talk about and disrespect Kobe Bryant in the modern day, it's hard to imagine that there was ever a time where he actually did not have an NBA championship without Shaquille O'Neal. Of course, this was in the time before NBA Twitter and people trolling for ratings and all that good stuff, so I'm not sure if he got the same slander for it back then as he would have gotten now if he had never won a championship without him. But nevertheless, there was a time when he did exactly what Kyrie tried to do, where he just wanted to be his own man and wanted to lead his own team to a championship. Now, that did not come easy. As a matter of fact, his first bout without Shaquille O'Neal in the NBA Finals was against the newly minted Big Three Boston Celtics. And with his massive failure in that series, it would have been really easy for a player to fold. However, he was back the very next year with a totally different mindset, and the Lakers as a team were stronger. So today I want to break down two NBA Finals, the 2008 Finals and the 2009 Finals, basically like we did with LeBron to show how he became a champion. For Kobe, I'll be showing how he became a champion without Shaq. We'll be looking at how the Celtics smothered him, and then look at the adjustments he made in the very next year to really have his best final series in my opinion. But like I said, as you're gonna see here, nothing came easy. However, seats for various types of events can come very easy to you with the SeatGeek app. SeatGeek is the amazing app that provides you with the easiest way to buy tickets for almost any kind of event, which would most likely be sports related for you all. The app pulls tickets from all over the web and has them in one place to make purchasing one for your event really easy, and it also assures you'll be getting the best value for your ticket. While searching for your tickets, each one is ranked with a score from 1 to 100 that lets you know if you're getting a good deal or not for your purchase. On top of that, the app also provides you with the detailed view of what you would see from your seat before you even get there, which is extremely helpful. If you're interested in downloading this app, the links will be in both the comment section and highlighted in the description. If you're still on the fence, consider using my promo code DOM2K to get $20 off your first purchase. So this is the 2008 NBA Finals, which was Kobe Bryant's first finals appearance without Shaquille O'Neal. And given the circumstances and everything that had happened between them and Kobe Bryant's ultimate goal, it really could not have gone any worse. Sure, he averaged about 26 points a game, but he did so on 41% shooting and 32% from the three, barely made 80% of his free throws, and had the most turnovers out of anybody in the series. But there was a method to the madness here. It was not by accident. The 2008 Celtics, defense was their motto. They had stars, they had the big three, but they really hung their head on defense that year. They were first in defensive rating, second in opponents' points per game. They were hell-bent on making him earn basically every step that he took. And with Kobe being one of the better ISO players in NBA history and him knowing that, he often played right into the Celtics' hands, which really played a huge hand in allowing Boston to make that gigantic comeback in Game 4 of that series to take a 3-1 lead. So while I did go through footage of pretty much every game of this series, I decided that Game 4 was the most important footage, and that's what I'm going to go through here. It was the game that basically solidified the series win for the Celtics, and it has a lot of what I'm talking about inside of it. So right off the bat, you'll see the Celtics trying to take advantage of Kobe Bryant taking out his do-it-yourself kit. They've got a wall built right here on the perimeter, which is very similar to what Toronto has been trying to do to Giannis, and although Kobe Bryant can shoot threes, instances like this were able to work because Paul Pierce was actually a very capable defender on Kobe in this series. As you see right here, there's no motion going on, there's no cutting or screens, and that really makes it easy for the great defensive team that the Celtics were to just key in on Kobe. Everybody's looking at him waiting for what he's gonna do. He drives right and just tries to create a lane because there's absolutely nothing there. And look at how the Celtics defense moves with him. Posey comes over, Allen comes over, even Garnett and Ray Allen. They both slide to that side as well, so Kobe never had a chance in hell of getting anything on that right side. But as I said, Pierce was very capable and he actually drew a charge on this play. Right here, along with the last play, is pretty much the biggest difference you'll see between the Celtics and Magic, and the Celtics always had multiple people moving in the direction of Kobe, whereas the Magic were single coveraging, and also they did not have a capable defender for Kobe like the Celtics had. Right here again, you see Pierce does a good job staying in front of him. Kobe actually does get into the lane here with a spin move, but like I said, there's always multiple people moving with him. You see Ray Allen comes over to help, and Kevin Garnett even steps in as well just in case there is a pass that's going to go to Ronnie Turioff. So all the high percentage opportunities here, a Kobe Bryant shot in the paint or a pass to Turioff in the paint, that was all made pretty much impossible by the Celtics interior defense. Granted, on this play, James Posey was very late on Radmanovic and he could have easily made them pay because he was not shooting bad in this series, but the point here is not Kobe Bryant making making the correct play. The point is the Celtics basically keeping him from doing what he really wants to do, which is score, which is also a difference between the Celtics and Magic series you're going to see. In the Celtics series, when he could not score, he was just very uncomfortable doing anything, and pretty much the complete opposite in the Magic series. He was doing everything, so we'll get to that. Here I have a comment that is not about Kobe, because going through the 09 footage, I would also see the 09 series against the Magic. Gasol plays a very big part as well, because in the 08 finals, he wasn't anywhere near as aggressive, and he just seemed kind of lost. He seemed very unsure of the star that he was, and you could see it on a play like this. Here, Kobe comes off of a Gasol screen, and Gasol is going to rescreen. And again, credit to the Celtics defense, he's really got nowhere to go. James Posey steps in and cuts off the roll, and that's while the Celtics attempt to trap Kobe. Now, he's able to split it here, but even after, because this is a nice split, it was risky, but it was a nice move. Could have had an open lane. Instead, you see both James Posey and Ray Allen in the paint waiting on him, so they essentially keep him out of the paint. Paul Pierce is able to recover, and that makes him uncomfortable. That makes him fade to the right, and you see he has to stop here and attempt a floater instead of just after that split getting straight to the rim, which is what he would have preferred, because that would have probably been a dunk or a foul. But the Celtics they were not giving him anything easy. They made all of his looks tough, and this is a look that Kobe Bryant can make. He is a tough shot maker, but you'll see in the 09 series, he was making tough shots, but there was a lot that was just kind of gift wrapped to him as well. And on this play, back to the point about Gasol, because I got a little bit sidetracked. After the rescreen, he would have been better off coming out here, probably to the top of the key. That way, he would have probably pulled some of Posey's attention, because Posey being where he was, not having to worry about Gasol was basically, he kept trying to roll here actually, but that allowed Posey to jam everything up. And there was two layers of defense here. There was Posey and Allen, whereas if Gasol would have just popped and stayed on the key, with Pierce chasing Kobe, Posey would have probably had to come over there. That would have left Ray Allen way too deep in the paint. That would have probably been a foul or a bucket. So Celtics took advantage of each and every little thing against the Lakers. Notice Boston is nearly down 20 here, but they haven't forgot any of the defensive principles, which is why they're eventually able to come back. Here, Kobe looks like he is in single coverage with Paul Pierce, but as they see he's starting to jab a little bit, look at Kevin Garnett, comes right over, says nobody's getting into the paint. And James Posey does a great job helping here too, because he's not going to give Kobe that ability to go to his left hand and then try to force his way down the middle. That's not going to happen either. So literally both sides, left and right, these are both closed off. That forces Kobe back out. He's kind of just dribbling the clock out here. You can see he wanted to take that shot, but again, Pierce, very good defender on Kobe in this game specifically. Had to pass it out to Odom, and the play just completely fizzles out here. Also notice how much the Lakers kind of just stand and watch Kobe. That could be a product of being up 20. Again, they feel very comfortable. The only action that happens on this play after Kobe pulls back out is Radmanovic cutting down the middle, and that was promptly sealed by Kevin Garnett standing right there. That really would not have turned into anything. Remember this play when we go to the 2009 series, because this is what Kobe could get in 09 and what he could get rather easily that he was not getting in 08. Right here, Gasol sets a screen. Kevin Garnett is right on the other side tagging long enough, trying to tag long enough for Pierce to get back. You see right here, Gasol is neutralized because Ray Allen comes over and covers his dive, but Kobe's not looking to pass anyways. He's in Mamba mode right now. So they force him into a very difficult shot, which if you watch Kobe, you know he's capable of making these shots. But this is how the Celtics handled it. They're like, if Kobe's gonna beat us just because he's being Kobe, then that's what's gonna happen. But you see right here, he had Kevin Garnett's body in front of him the whole time, and then Pierce got a very good contest. And that's a solid brick. And the Celtics are a good enough team to recover as well, so even if Kobe was thinking more facilitate and he was going to get this to Gasol, who, by the way, was not in any position to catch this ball without Ray Allen probably trying to get in for a steal, but let's say he gets it to him early, that would have still allowed enough time for Rondo to make it back to Fisher for a contest and KG to recover to Odom. This was a really good defensive team, so they knew what they were and weren't capable of, and they were very capable of putting many resources on Kobe when they needed to. Again, we're gonna force Kobe to be Kobe. We're prepared for a number of things here. Again, this is all available to Boston because Pierce is able to physically challenge Kobe, which is what the Magic don't have in the next year. But look how it's set up. This is also a wall. Kobe has no chance of driving here. He has no chance of spinning baseline because there goes Posey right there. Kevin Garnett's in the paint. Ray Allen is cutting off his space. He's trying to cut off a pass right here because you see Radmanovic is going to dive, and the pass is discouraged because all the bodies in the lane, so it's very crammed here. But with the clock running down, Kobe, he's just got to try to make a Kobe shot, and it's blocked this time. Like I said, Pierce did a magnificent job on him, and it's funny because you never hear anything about Paul Pierce's defense on Kobe in the 08 finals, but it really allowed for a lot of things, and that'll make so much sense when we get to 09, because having a decent one-on-one defender for Kobe, it was very integral back from this run from 08 to 10. So from this moment on, I can probably just have highlights going in the back, because these basic principles that the Celtics used to shut Kobe out of 08, or shut him out of being the regular Kobe, the one that won MVP that year, these are kind of the same for every game. He made some tough shots. Kobe's always going to make tough shots, but this is just Pierce tape that I'm showing. They also threw Tony Allen at him. They had Ray Allen guarding him, but I think Kobe was pretty much able to have his way with Ray. They had to throw KG on him sometimes in switches. Like, the Celtics had so many bodies and so many physical, rugged defenders, and they were able to recover to the shooters that they had, because the Lakers had shooters. You had Fisher out there, you had Radmanovich. But ultimately, my opinion from looking back at this tape is that Kobe was really out to prove something. Again, this is his first title attempt without Shaq. So, and especially with this being his MVP year, it's really like Kobe just wanted to score. And because of that, it seemed like the Lakers' offense was pretty stagnant. Again, Gasol was nowhere near as involved in this series as he is in the next two that happened in 09 and 10. But yeah, Boston's game plan was, in principle, it was similar to what Dallas did to LeBron. Of course, Dallas was technically different because they would use Jason Kidd, and then as soon as LeBron had him in a compromising position, all the defenders were kind of lined up and making him be very passive, so it wasn't a much smaller player than Kobe that they had on him. They had capable defenders guarding him. But just like how Dallas took advantage of LeBron and Wade not really having it all figured out and ways that they can make LeBron passive, I think the Celtics actually took advantage of the opposite with Kobe. I think they took advantage of him wanting to just be that scorer all the time, and the fact that him and Gasol didn't have like this chemistry that they're going on to have in later years. So they were able to take advantage of those things. They were able to show Kobe bodies the entire series, build walls, cut off his teammates, because even when they did show Kobe multiple defenders, it's like the teammates just weren't moving enough, or they knew that they could recover to them because that's the type of team that they were. So the Celtics wind up coming back from like 20 points down, and they go up 3-1, and then they hand the Lakers the most embarrassing loss in finals history. I think even 11 years later, I'm pretty sure that record still stands for margin of blowout. I think it stands. Maybe the Warriors reset it on the Cavs, I can't remember. And credit to Kobe, because going into 2009, it was totally different. The team was totally different, not in roster, but in the way that they played. And he also added a lot to his game as well. I think he figured out that in 08, if he had been a better facilitator, it would have probably opened up his game more as well. The Celtics wouldn't have been able to give all that attention to him. So in 2009, you saw Kobe go to 32 points a game, but the important thing here, 7.5 assists. And they were very noticeable. These were not empty numbers. Take a look.
The old Kobe Bryant would try to lead them by scoring 40 to 45 points. The new Kobe Bryant understands the way to win this series is to get other guys involved. Everyone knows that the Lakers are at their best when Kobe is a scorer but also a facilitator. Look at the graphic. He's up there with Jerry West and also the new logo as far as getting it done in the finals. 8+ assists, outstanding job of getting his early and making plays. You talk about scoring. We all know that he has the ability to do this anytime he wants, but down the stretch, making plays. The drop off the Pau Gasol, cuts it from 5 to 3, and then double team a willing passer, finds up a spotted up Derek Fisher.
On top of Kobe and Gasol having their shit together more in this series and this season overall, you're gonna see after the breakdown footage, Courtney Lee just had the time of his life trying to guard Kobe Bryant. For the Magic, it was a thing where they did not have a capable defender like Pierce, like Tony Allen. They didn't have any of that. Their perimeter guys were JJ Redick, Hedo Turkoglu, Courtney Lee, and then playing power forward instead of Kevin Garnett was a Rashard Lewis, so nowhere near the defensive force that he had to deal with in 08. And so when the Magic, they would try to single coverage him, and then the help defense was never coming quick enough. They just did not have that same defensive acumen as Boston. And then when they did try to show Kobe more than one body, man, he just made some really tough shots. I think this is probably his best final series ever, so we will get to that, but let's look at some specific plays. You can literally see the difference in the first shot of the series, his first points of the series, or his first field goal of the series. Again, you see Courtney Lee, this is single coverage. Kobe is able to just get straight to his left. And remember, last year, if this is Boston, there's bodies coming towards him. They're closing this lane off. And this is Dwight Howard. This is a capable defender, but For some reason in this series multiple times, he never stepped up quick enough on Kobe. Even if he had of in this situation, Kobe would have passed it to Bryant because he had a different mindset this year, but that's an easy floater. There's one play that I actually should have made more of a note of in the Celtics series. There's one where the Celtics, Paul Pierce in particular, just gives Kobe Bryant hell trying to catch the ball. And you just saw nothing of the sort in this series. Here is Courtney Lee. Kobe Bryant comes off of a screen, catches the ball exactly where he wants it. There's nobody in Kobe Bryant's actual view here on this jump shot. And if Kobe was making jump shots against Boston, 9 times out of 10, it was a contested Kobe shot. This was some very easy stuff he was getting against Orlando. Remember that play when Kobe Bryant tried to post up Paul Pierce and the Celtics showed him an absolute wall? Check this one out. Gasol passes it into Kobe, who has great position on the much smaller Courtney Lee, and there's no defensive activity going on from Orlando whatsoever. Gasol runs down the middle, and as he gets into his little mid-range shot over here, or his mid-range area, Rashard Lewis is not even looking at Kobe Bryant. For the Celtics, whoever would have been playing Hedo Turkoglu's position right here would have had their hands completely extended to let Kobe know that he definitely can't go right. He's not going to get anything in the middle. But this left side, this whole area, Kobe is one of the greatest ISO scorers ever, and the Magic have given him this entire left side of the floor to do whatever he wants, and the middle. So Howard notices entirely too late that well, just a tad second too late, that Kobe has blown by Courtney Lee, and he comes in and this is a goaltend and hit the backboard first. And again, if this is the Celtics, Rashard Lewis is Kevin Garnett. We saw live examples of Kevin Garnett in sets like this whenever Gasol would come to the side, go right there to Kobe's side, in the middle, maybe come even closer, and just let Kobe know he's going to have to take a jump shot here. Granted, this is Courtney Lee, and in this series, he was making tough jump shots like that if he had to, but yeah, this is just this kind of stuff. This was game 1, and this kind of stuff got Kobe going. He obliterated them in game 1. This is game 2, and in this game, Orlando tried to commit a tad bit more defensive resources, or what they could, towards Kobe Bryant. But this play, you've probably seen it. It's at least in my life, it's a famous pick and roll between Kobe and Gasol. If you've seen the actual production they made out of this, you can see the little eye movements they're doing to each other. But this showed how Kobe really grew as a facilitator, and again in the highlights you'll see more examples, but right here he is going to get a screen from Hedo Turkoglu, and this was a good idea because right here, really Kobe and Gasol, they got Howard and Hedo confused. They think this screen is coming from Hedo's right side. You can see Dwight Howard even ready to try to pick him up there or tag, but Gasol just sticks his leg out there, goes the opposite way where Howard isn't, and now the rest is up to Kobe. Kobe is going to get inside here. You see, again, more defensive resources. Howard is tagging, Hedo is trying to recover, and even JJ Redick is trying to get a foot in the paint. But Ariza was hitting his threes in this series, so that probably would have been that could have wound up 3 points. But look what Kobe does. He gets in here and he makes both Hedo and Howard commit before sliding it to Gasol, because that was the predictable play. Gasol was rolling. So there's no way to get a shot off here, but he pump fakes it, and both Howard and Hedo, they both commit. That leaves just enough time for him to sneak it to Gasol, and those are just the type of plays, those are the winning plays that Kobe really got a good grasp on in 09 versus 08. This is Kobe and Gasol's chemistry really evolved. Like I said, in 08, Gasol would be rolling, and it would just seem like he really didn't know what he was supposed to do. There's actually a specific play in 08 where he turns it over because he just didn't roll hard enough, so this was a strong roll to the basket this time. It was an and one. This is more Kobe and Gasol chemistry, and this is them again playing on a string. Again, you would see Gasol really jammed last year. Kobe would be doubled and Gasol would just kind of be hanging out with everybody else. By this time, it seems that they've communicated that. They see Howard wants to help on a Kobe drive because I guess by the time the Lakers were leading 2-0, Magic must have been tired of Kobe just getting whatever he wanted. However, this is exactly what the Lakers want. They want Howard out of the paint. So Kobe just sneaks a little pass right here to Gasol, and there's no help on that. Gasol had his head turned, so Ray Fralston maybe could have came over and been waiting for him. Maybe you could have got some rotation with Hedo to go catch Fisher, and then Rashard Lewis to go catch Ariza, which would then allow time to Dwight Howard to get to Lamar Odom. I'm not sure if the Magic could even do that fast enough with their defense, to be honest with you. Instead, you get none of that. You get Gasol just a straight drive to the rim, and it could have been an and one. Much more solid teamwork than in 08. This play is almost like, this is just too perfect to show what the Celtics were better at. Kobe is facing up Petrus this time, who actually has the size to maybe challenge Kobe. But again, it's all about the help, and Hedo Turkoglu, way too slow to help. I think Kobe senses that coming, but before Hedo can get into any kind of position, he's already gone down the middle. If this is the Celtics, as soon as Kobe Bryant catches the ball here and looks like he wants to go to work, Whoever's in Hedo's place has got his arms wide. Again, like I said earlier, he's stepping close to let Kobe know you can't go that way. But Kobe goes that way. Gets inside. Howard is late to help as well. Dwight Howard definitely could have stepped in a bit because this side of the floor was a bit crowded at this point. Rashard Lewis doesn't step in to help. All the help was late and that just turns into an easy and one. So as far as breaking things down, I think I've showed enough to actually demonstrate the concepts that led to Kobe Bryant's first championship without Shaquille O'Neal. The Magic's defense was inferior to the Celtics. They didn't have the same personnel. Kobe was a much smarter player that year, much more willing to facilitate, took whatever the Magic gave him. And I could probably just make a montage here at the end of the tough shots that he hit because, man, there were times where it was like, I know the guy is smaller than him, whoever's guarding him, and it's single coverage, but some of the shots he was hitting in the series is why many people who actually watched basketball back then, this is why it's hard for those people to hear that Kobe Bryant wasn't the best player in 09 or that he was never the best player in the league. It's ridiculous. He was playing defense that series that whole year. He was the most skilled player in the league at the time. And the one thing that people always say is like facilitating. I think he's always been an underrated passer, and in this series when he knew that they needed that to get over the top, he turned into a great facilitator. Remember, it was a 5-game series, but the Lakers did not just run over the Magic. The Magic had great offense themselves, and they were in games 2, 3, and 4. As a matter of fact, they kind of had game 4 won. I believe they were up by about 5 points with 40 seconds left. Like, it was in their favor at least, and they let that one slip. So this could have been a more competitive series. The Magic weren't able to execute at like under a minute in these games. It's the only reason that it really wasn't. But yeah, the things that Kobe was able to do in this series, he was still the best player in the world in 09, and I just hate so much that we didn't get a Cleveland and LA finals because the only way Cleveland would have even stood a chance in that series would have been to have LeBron guard Kobe all the time. And if you go back and look through the matchups these years, they weren't always guarding each other throughout those games, so I don't know what defenders. You see what he did to the non-athletic, undersized defenders that the Magic were throwing at him on the perimeter. I really want to know what defenders Cleveland was going to throw at him that year to make that a challenging series, because you don't want to get LeBron in foul trouble, so that's why the best players aren't guarding each other anyways. But then who else? Like Mo Williams, Delonte West, like there wasn't a whole lot of guys. They would have suffered the same fate as the Magic. I'm 100% sure of that. Anyways, yeah, those were some of the differences between the Celtics and Magic, and the differences between the Lakers and Kobe from 08 to 09 that led to him winning his first NBA championship without Shaquille O'Neal. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and sub. Make sure to hit me on any of my social media accounts and let me know if there's something else you want to see broken down. And hit the bell next to my name if you want notifications on future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.